Hey you guys, I'm Michaela Simone McCutcheon and I'm the queen of the threshold. This is the Golden Threshold channel, Prophet Spoke, and today I want to talk to y'all. I want to come and talk to y'all to tell y'all that if there's a will, there's an intent. And I'm finna drink some water and then we're gonna get into the video. I like how my camera looks like creamy or something. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but I like how it looks because it looks all dreamy and stuff. All right, so that's like, I'm gonna keep it like that because I like the way it looks. So I just want to talk to y'all today because this is gonna be a short little message to tell y'all that if there's any kind of willpower, if there's any type of, because we all are gifted with free will from the Lord. He gave us free will to be able to have the ability to choose and decide what we want to do, what we want to say, what we put our intent in, what we put our choice in, what we pursue through passion, desire, want, need, whatever it is. What we pursue is our choice through free will. But free will and will period has to do with our intent, and I wanted to tell y'all that today because I want y'all to know that the Bible talks about, it tells us that, hold on, because I know y'all know I'll be getting nervous, so let me calm down real quick. The Bible tells us that without pure intent, we will not make it into the kingdom of heaven. I know one day my soul's gonna go to heaven, and I'm gonna want to hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done, your works have been finished." I try to every day make sure that, because we're all sinners saved by grace. I'm not here to tell you that you're not gonna steal, you're not gonna lie, you're not gonna cuss, you're not gonna sin. No, I'm here to tell you that you're gonna fall down, but you gotta get up again. And I'm here to tell you that 9 times out of 10 in life, when it has to do with your willpower, you have an intent, you have a want or a need to pursue something. And if whatever you want to pursue, you need to make sure that your intent has pureness, is pure intent behind it, because everything you do and say will be judged. And that's point blank period. And I understand this because I read the doctrine, I read the word. No, I have never read the full Bible. This is a full disclosure, like I've never read the full Bible, but I do want to say that from Proverbs and Psalms, I know basically the whole book of wisdom, the whole book of poetry. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that it's so important that y'all understand that if you don't have good intent, righteous intent, pure intent, and focus on bearing the fruits of the Spirit, because today I posted something on my story. And I told myself, I said, I am not going to, in this season, I'm not going to be focused. I'm not going to pursue those who don't treat me right. I'm not going to pursue those who don't reap and sow harvest with me. I'm not going to pursue those who don't show me love, who don't carry and bear the fruits of the Spirit and carry the characteristics of Christ, because I only want to deal with people who are Christ-like, because I'm trying to move, I'm trying to elevate, I'm not just trying to be stuck in an endurance stage or an endurance season or an endurance place where I have to constantly just like be resilient or just be constantly building up and never see the proof, never see the finish, never see the finalized, never see the fulfillment of what I'm trying to do. No, I want to be in a place where I'm constantly being prosperous. I'm constantly pursuing the same thing, the new thing, but following after and chasing after what God has for me and my purpose and my calling and my destiny. Doing this YouTube channel every day when I wake up, even if I'm not writing a message, I'm coming up with something. I'm creating something. I'm being innovative. I'm trying to build. I'm trying to create something every single day. If it's not for me, it's for somebody else. But whatever I do has to do with me leading towards the will of the Lord. And I'm trying to stick to just like being more into, because let me tell you a little bit about me. I pray a lot. I intercede a lot. Every time I get the chance to pray and I'm in a place where either I need to be loud or I need to be quiet, I'm praying, I'm interceding, I'm trying, I'm reading, I'm writing, I'm doing something innovative that pushes me towards being better, that makes me more me and just puts me in a place of being more Christ-like. And I feel like every day I've been coming to this place of realization that I just realized it's really all about intent. Life is really all about intent, because everything that you do, everything that you say, even when you're in that place where you feel like, I don't want to get up, I don't want to do this, I'm struggling, I'm going through a lot, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't figure this out, I can't figure that out. That's your coming from your willpower. Where is your pursuit of your passion, your desire? Where's your pursuit of wanting to live? Where's your pursuit of wanting to keep pushing? Where's your pursuit of giving that drive, that mana, that build of just knowing that you can do this, you can pursue this, you can challenge yourself, you can drive, you can thrive off of your own strength, off of your own resilience, off of your own pursuit of just like joy, happiness, peace, prosperity. And I want you to know that everything has, if there's a will, there's a way. If there's a will, there's an intent. And everything has a pursuit. When you wake up, you're pursuing to come out of sleep. When you get up, you're pursuing to start your day. When you brush your teeth, you're pursuing to take self-maintenance, to be clean, to have hygiene. When you cook, you're pursuing to, you see what I'm saying? You're pursuing to feed yourself, to fend for yourself. When you make money, when you pay your bills, when you do for yourself and others, you're pursuing to be a doer. Everything is a pursuit, and every pursuit comes from a will, and every will has an intent behind it. So now you understand what I'm saying, because the doctrine basically points us to every answer to be Christ-like, to understand Christ, to have a relationship and covenant with Christ. But it also points us to the way to get into the kingdom of heaven. And the only way is to have pure intent. There's no other way. And once you have that down and you understand that, you're good. But it's like, yes, you're going to fall down. Just remember that you're going to get back up again. And that's the most important thing sometimes to remember. So moving on from that, I wanted to tell y'all that I feel like this is something that I'm learning. You may be coming from a place where okay, let me say it like this. Have you ever been in a place where it wasn't beneficial for you to be there because of the way the environment was, but you moved to a better environment, and because you can't pursue the things that you're passionate for, you can't pursue your dreams, you can't pursue your visions, you can't bring any fulfillment to anything that you have, you don't want to wait and you want to go back to the same place that you were in? Well, I just wanted to talk to anybody that's dealing with that, because I just wanted to tell you, you have to be, sometimes it's important to be in a waiting place. Sometimes it's important to strive in your waiting place more than it is to go back in a place where you were pursuing stuff that got you to a better place, but you can't move forward. Because waiting is also just like a pursuit. You may feel like you're stagnant, you may feel like you're stuck, or you may feel like you're waiting, or you're just in this place of just stillness. Either way, look at the positive side of everything and tell yourself, whether I'm in this place and I can't move forward, or I have to just build off of what I have, I'm still somewhere where I have something and I can receive, I can reap, I can sow, I can harvest, I can gain, I can give. And when you think like that, it moves you from a place of being like, oh, well, I don't know what to do, or I want to go back to this place of like, I started and I began. But just because you begin something in one place doesn't mean you can't be prosperous in the next, because you can't move from what you had. And I wanted to tell y'all that because I want to make sure y'all understand that pursuit is going to put you in a place of prosperity. It's not that you waited to get from one place to the next. It's that no matter where you are, when you are, what you are, who you are, where you are, how you are, every pursuit puts you in a place of a position of your possession. Every pursuit puts you in a place of prosperity. But you will never prosper if you do not focus on your intent to get done and finalize the things that you began. That is so important, because think about every time where it was a school assignment, it was a you had to fold your clothes, even hang your clothes up, or put your shoes, any little thing that you do. Let me tell you, 50% of the mistakes that you make are calculated by your brain before you even make them. It's a scientifically proven fact that when you make a mistake, 5 times out of 10, your brain already calculated that you were going to make that mistake before you do it. Have you ever like dropped the cup, but right before it falls to the ground, you grab it? That's because your brain was calculating the drop of the cup and when you were going to pick it up, when you were going to hold it, because it knew that, hey, you're going to be in motion. Your mind always knows that you're moving. Your mind always knows that you're on the grind, you're on the hustle, you're motivated, you're striving, you're thriving, you're doing whatever you're doing. It knows when you're at your best and when you're at your lowest. So everything is intentional. And I came to tell you that your intentional has to start with your intent. If you're not being prosperous, look at your intent. If you're trying to make money, but you can't do this or you can't do that, look at the intent that you have. Are you putting enough into yourself to get to where you're going? I feel like a lot of Christians these days, they like to prophesy, they like to preach, they like to look at others and teach a message and do this and that. But a lot of us are kind of shifting off a gear of like, where is I don't know how to say this is like, we're kind of missing the whole point of like, this is all about intent. Because, and I'm not talking about witches or warlocks, I'm talking about pure people who are kind of missing the mark. You have to be tasting at this mark daily. It's not that you wake up, some days you want to do it, some days you don't. Each and every day, it's a choice and decision to get up and have the pure intent and try to be Christ-like and be Christ-like. It's not that, don't listen to anybody. They tell you can't be holy, you can't be Christ-like, you can't be like Jesus. Jesus was a healer, Jesus was a provider, Jesus was a deliverer, a way maker. Don't listen to none of that. As long as you know that you can, it starts with knowing that you can, then doing. After you do, everything in the middle was just intent, pursuit, either provision or establishment. All of that's in the middle. But what are we getting to? We're getting to the fact that everything has to have a pureness. Yes, there are evil and wicked people in this world, and I'm so tired of some of the things that happen in this world, because a lot of it is just foolishness. But at the end of the day, a lot of this world would be better if people would just focus on, am I coming from a pure place? Am I doing the right thing? Have you ever looked at a hero and said, they're not going to do the right thing? No, because they always have a pure intent. They're going to save the day. Their heroes are meant to save the day. When we see Superman, when we see Wonder Woman, we already know what's happening in their lives. They're saving the day. They're completing a mission. You want to be Christ-like? I just went to see a play called Superstar Jesus. What's it called? It was called Christ. I forgot what it was called, but it was about Jesus. And one thing I took from this play was, I was like watching it and I was like, something about Jesus is he's a hero, because no matter what they said, no matter what they did, one thing you Christ-like about, if you Christ-like, you're going to keep going. Superman kept going no matter what they tried. They locked him in chains. They tried to imprison him. They tried to kill this man, and he kept going. They didn't try to kill Jesus. They put him on the cross. He was on the cross. He was dead for 3 days, and then God resurrected him and brought him back to life. You're trying to tell me that you can't get up in the morning and try to make some bread just because you feel like you have to lay down and be stressed? We're not doing that no more. We're not in a place of stress. We're not in a place of stagnation. No, we're not gonna allow ourselves. We're cutting that out. Sis, brother, sister, no, we can't do this no more. No, stress is nothing. Stress is nothing. At the end of the day, I'm either gonna get up and have the mind of like Christ. You know when a Christian is a Christian because they have a Christ-like mind. The Bible says we all Christians. The Bible tells us that all Christians have the mind of Christ. If you can't keep going, you are not Christ-like. I'm not saying that you won't fail. I'm saying that if you can't get back up from failing and have pure intent, you're not Christ-like, period, point blank. That's how you know somebody's not Christ-like, because they don't have the mind of Christ. They don't talk like they're righteous. They don't talk like they can keep going. They talk like constantly they're stressed, constantly they can't do this, they can't do that, they can't. When Jesus says, I can, everybody else says, I can't. But the Bible literally says, through Christ, I can do all things. And so that confuses, what used to confuse me when I was a little kid was like, how can you say you're a Christian, but you're always talking about you can't do something, but the Bible literally says you can do things, you can do all things through Christ. And it went from confusing me to like messing me up. But then I learned those people weren't Christ-like, and that's how I shift from the mindset of like, okay, like saying that I can't so much, because I was around a lot of people who constantly said they couldn't. But then I was like, okay, I can, because I started reading the word more, and I started like trying to be Christ. Like I started wanting the desire of God, the desire of to love Jesus, pushed me from a place of like being like, oh well, I can't constantly, to being like, I'm gonna do this. There's nothing and no one is gonna stop me from doing the right thing. And that makes me that makes me Christ-like. That makes me hero. That makes me bigger and better than I can't. And that's what I want for everyone. Everyone that watches this, everyone that's gonna watch this, everyone that's gonna learn this message and learn these things, you need to understand these things, because life does be life, but at the end of the day, you gotta be like Christ. You gotta be a waymaker. And waymakers, I'm trusting in the fact that waymakers don't be talking about life be lifing. And I don't want to keep talking about life be lifing. No, I want to make a way. You know what I'm saying? And I want that for y'all too, because I believe that all of us can make a way. There might be somebody watching this video that has access to this video that is in a bad situation. I believe that you can do this. I believe that you can keep going. I believe that you can thrive in your life. You can be successful. You will be successful. And you are being successful right now just by trying to commit to understanding something that is righteous. Take that time to breathe and just tell yourself, I succeeded in something today. Because I feel like I want to say this real quick. I'm going to be one of the ministers that have water all the way, that has water. Like if I ever preach on an altar, I'm probably going to have water with me. But anyways, because you know how you see some of them people that be on the altar and they be preaching and they'll stop and drink water, but you don't see a lot of that. But I feel like I'm gonna be one of them. Anyways, I'm sorry. But yeah, so back on the message. So I'm gonna make a part 2 of this. If you want to watch part 2, please watch part 2, and I'll be back. Okay, bye.